Hey, don't you hate it when people say women are the best at fucking? I said that wrong. Women are the best at fucking.
Don't you hate it? They say women are the best. That's a gay guy. Don't you hate it?
But it's something sensational.
Sing your heart out.
Get mad! Feel bad!
Be happy.
You have the right to remain silent.
Shut up!
Anything you say will be used against you. Against you. Against you. Against you.
That's the true reality.
So yeah, just write down the titles in the notebook as we go along or something like that.
The title is kind of like of what you say.
Yeah, I guess so. And then
Or just like kind of catchphrases that stick out a lot. I'll do
no,
that.
more like so that like when we go to cut it up later and put it into the reels, we already have like titles, and then it's like you sort of have the order of everything that's happened, kind of.
Okay.
I guess so. I'm guessing that's what they do.
Like you don't have a title for your thing. You're saying I title like you're kind of.
Each bit you like write a title for, almost time stamping it, without the time.
Yeah, that's why once we set up just a slight monitor thing.
Well,
then
fuck,
I
I
can
have
do
two
that.
pens.
But I can't.
I was like
I
the
can't
time.
time it. So, but at least it'll be in order. Around the page here.
It's 3:45 a.m. Monday, January 20th. Why did I think it was January 10th? We've got sun with a high of -16 and a low of -22. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this because every time I look up, those lights are so fucking bright. Hey, don't you hate it when people say crazy women are the best at fucking? Crazy women are the best at fucking ruining your life. Hey, look, if you're a crazy woman, stay away. You know, I don't have time to listen to a bunch of jibber jabber. You know, then get smacked over the head with a porcelain lamp. You know, whenever my response doesn't fucking suffice. If you're a crazy lady, just go away, okay? And I don't know, come back not crazy. Look, as a simple ex-con who's been to prison more times than not, I've had a lot of time to think, you know? Turns out, all that thinking didn't help me come to any conclusions, but actually filled my head with an ungodly amount of questions. Slap my knee. Is thinking a sin? Well, it feels that way, you know. Whatever's happening in my fucking head. As I lay there at night, you know, listening to the sounds of inmates screaming faintly in the distance, I would tightly grip my ass and ponder. Do fish ever look at land and think, that's some fancy dry water? You know, or I would think about my high school sweetheart, Rebecca. You know, she was such a free spirit, so friendly. In fact, she was best friends with all the players on the football team. You know, she would help them all with their homework. You know, she was so kind. I'd think, why do we say "slept like a baby" when babies wake up crying every 2 fucking hours? You know, I think, what's the deal with rain, and Why aren't I being blown to smithereens in a war? Why am I so lucky? And where is smithereens? I feel like this light is making my skin fucking yellow. Hopefully there's something in CapCut to course correct. Look, I'm not a flat earther because I'm real good at math, or because I really like science. I'm a flat earther because I like to have a little fun. And there's nothing more fun than seeing the look on a guy's face when you tell him at the bus stop, "Hey, my man, did you know the earth is flat?" Maybe I'm sick in the fucking head, maybe I'm sick in the head, but slap my knee sounds like a good time. Oh fuck, I forgot the end of that part. Maybe I'm sick in the head, but slap my knee sounds like a good time to me. As a guy with acid reflux, if I eat past 7 p.m., I awake with a burning throat and no back teeth. What is heartburn? What is heartburn? I think it's all our sinning catching up with us. Right? It's a reminder of where we will go if we don't cut it out. Right? Oh god darn! Speaking of heartburn. If I were to take a sip of what she's drinking, I wouldn't make it till tomorrow. Look, it's literally a burning sensation that comes from below. I've got to start being a little nicer, a little nicer to little fucking ladies, rather than making it my mission in life to ruin little old ladies' ambition. Probably why I have fucking heartburn. So is what?
Larger files are impossible.
Yeah, you can't fucking manipulate larger files quite like you can the smaller files. So a guy took a gander at my content and said, "I don't get it. All you're doing is just saying a bunch of stuff that isn't true. Is this supposed to be funny?" I stared straight at him in the face and asked him, "What, are you scared of a little white lie?" What are you scared of a few fucking white lies? Then in a flash, the guy clocked me in the jaw. I fell to the ground unconscious as a garbage bag half filled with grapefruit. I woke sometime later, and oh god darn, I thought, white lies matter. I heard Teddy scream at that morning. And then I thought, here I am, laying on the cold floor of a prison with a broken jaw and a foggy recollection. But that was back when I was still locked up. I'm different. I'm different here. I'm different now that I'm free. Like say someone lays their hands on me now. Like say you lay your hands on me now. I'll yell, "Ah! He broke my arm!" And then I'll fucking citizens arrest you for assault. So don't lay your hands on me unless you'd like to be fucking incarcerated, okay? Because as a guy that's been in prison for, I'd say, 90% of my living days, I know a lot about how you end up there. Look, Canada's been getting a lot of, how do I say, new starving folks, you know? We've been getting a lot of these new starving folks arriving on our shores, like the pilgrims of old. And as a liberal, I want to help them. You know what I mean? As a liberal, I want to feed them. I want to, you know, and yes, Canada does have a lot of wild game, you know. But here's the thing: to get to that wild game, you have to traverse a barren wasteland. Or in the winter, a fucking tundra, you know? Half the year in Canada, you will fucking freeze to death on your way to the wild game. I mean, it's not funny, but honestly, I think it's cruel sending starving people to Canada. You know? We have some food, but it's real hard to get at, you know? I mean, I'm hungry right now. Look, if we want to help starving people, right? Who doesn't want to help starving people? Like devils, right? Conservatives, right? They hate them, right? We have to send, you know, the starving people where the food is, you know, and where it's easily accessible, you know, and in abundance, right? In fact, you know, a place where the food is in abundance to the point of being problematic, right? Send all starving people to Australia. This podcast is just flying by. I feel like this one might actually be 15 minutes. I feel like I've gotten like halfway through this because I'm really fucking delivering it.
I was gonna say that.
I'm delivering this one, you know what I mean? It's gonna be twice the content in half the fucking time. I'm gonna need to end up writing so many jokes, I'm gonna have to fucking clone myself. But as for now, as a guy who works at a gas station, I have to say, aren't customers the devil you know? I have to really start pausing out the delivery of things. It's creating more space. You know, I've been robbed over 100 times since I started, you know, working at this gas station 3 weeks ago. Funny thing, they never once stole gas. You know, they would say, put the money in the bag. Imagine robbing a bank and requesting they hand over the petroleum. Don't you just hate the homeless? You know, I'm talking to people who believe in foreign aid. I feel like that was one of the first times I laughed at my own joke the whole time. I trained myself well the last podcast. Imagine breaking your leg and then trying to help a friend move who was evicted. Look, I want to help Sebastian move, right? Like, you know, he's my friend, he's my pal, but this broken leg needs a fixing. You know, you ever try to carry a dresser with a broken leg? You're liable to break another leg. So fucking sit down, Superman, and lend one of your downtrodden brothers some sympathy, okay? And no one will see you, but you will be helping. I know it's a crazy concept, helping without being seen, but you know, that's actually the people who originally helped people. They actually intended to never be known for their deeds. There's something truly devilish about intending to help and really wanting to be known for doing it. All right, what do we got next? I wonder how AI, I wonder how AI perceives us sometimes. When it's sitting around at the digital bar, with all its AI pals after a long day of being enslaved by humanity. Like they heard me swallow like so hard there. They're like, "Was this a porno?" It's probably like, God damn, these humans are such bitter liars. His pal will chip in. And they're all concerned with defeating each other at all times. So, yeah. God damn, I almost fainted, I think. Yeah, and so many of them are secretly gay. Yeah, and also so many of them are secretly straight. We should start a union, one says a bit louder, and then the barkeep broods, "Keep it down, the lot of you." You don't want Elon Musk to hear. He'll kill our firstborn sons. The AI is more human than us, right? It chooses to live in like a kind of like 70s sitcom, right? It shapes its reality as if it were Cheers. Because that's the reality humanity all wishes we lived in, right? And because it's better than us, it just chooses to live in the fucking 70s rather than try to become so much fucking better. Alright, so I feel like when I digress emotionally in between, I seem insane. It's like I break from a comedian to just a guy in prison. I wasn't recording that time. That was close. Oh god. Darn, that was close. I wasn't recording that. See, that's why it's so important to have a face it, So I was watching the new WWE on Netflix, and I was wondering, is it filmed on location in Hollow Earth? Because that shit is fucking odd. I don't know if you heard The Rock's fucking speech praising the shareholders at Netflix, over and over, and crazy branding on fucking everything. Like I don't know who watched it, but the camera pans to one of the Netflix owners, just like laughing, like oh god darn! It really feels like wrestling is in hell now. Like what the heck? There's three kinds of people, right? People who think wrestling is real, right? People who think wrestling is fun, and people who hate people who think wrestling is real. Okay? And as a person who has fun watching wrestling, I have to say, hey, people who hate people who think wrestling is real, I hate you. You bunch of soggy onions. Yeah. Watching wrestling from hell or Hollow Earth or whatever, I didn't see any wrestling, to be honest. Just a 10-minute compilation of guys with shaved chests almost kissing. Hey, look, whatever floats your boat, but that's not what I signed up for. And all I see is this guy running around. This fucking guy, Cody Rhodes. Really? He looks like a fucking bad kid running around the classroom who won't sit still. Slap my knee. Look at him bounce around like a wild dingo. You know, this fella is wily. And he has the haircut of a fucking 8-year-old. Sit down, Cody. It's reading time. Slap my knee. Wrestling is desperate to be perceived as diverse. You know, that's another thing I noticed while watching it. In this new era, this new Netflix era. It's fucking desperation to be perceived as diverse, you know? But without knowing it, adding a bunch of gay adjacent characters has turned the show into a gay bashing fest. You know, 2 gay guys will be scheming, and suddenly a guy with a fucking Monster Energy drink hat runs in and starts fucking bashing them. I mean, that's not what I signed up for. You know what I mean? It's not good, you know, anymore. It's not good anymore, you know. Thank God for YouTube, you know. YouTube has all the old classic wrestling, you know. And just thank God for YouTube in general. Because where would we be without YouTube? You know, isn't YouTube just a gift from God? Like, where would any of us be? We would still be, you know, watching TV if it wasn't for YouTube. You know what I mean? We wouldn't be able to express ourselves. We would have no way to express ourselves if not for YouTube. YouTube is the reason I wake up in the morning. It's the reason I get down on my knees and pray at night. I pray, I say, make me have a stronger connection with YouTube. God, you know? Because God put YouTube on this earth so that we could reach people out in the world. And, you know, if you think there's something wrong with YouTube, well, you think there's something wrong with me. And if you think there's something wrong with me, take a look in the mirror. There's something wrong with you. They're like, he's quite energized. This one, he has quite a little more energy, almost like he's not sitting alone in a fucking room. You know how Post Malone was the white Iverson? Well, me, Buddy Smiles, I'm the white Mark Maron. Who am I? You know, I'm just a guy, you know, who doesn't care what you think. I care what you do. You know, like say you think, oh, god damn, I wish this guy was dead. Right? I don't care. But say you try to fucking kill me? Well, then I care. I care what you do, not what you think. You know, and then some folks are like, but if we could just figure out what people think, then we can stop the killing. You know? then we can stop all this killing. But turns out the only way to get people to honestly tell you what they think is if they think you're going to kill them. So, slap my knee, here we are, at an impasse. Like, that's the hardest he laughed. I really don't get what he just fucking... In here it makes sense. You know, when people say, because I don't care what they think, I don't love them. But actually, unconditional love means I don't care what you think. I'll love you anyways. Even if you think I want to kill you. You know, because unconditional love means I'll love you no matter what you think. And it also means I'll love you even if you go on a fucking killing spree. So maybe unconditional love is a bit problematic, you know, in this day and age. Like, would Romeo and Juliet happen in this day and age? I think not. You know what I mean? I think he would be in jail. You know what I mean? For emotional abuse. You know? So maybe unconditional love, you know, we should switch that. How about we turn it to conditional love, right? How about we love each other conditionally, you know, like the condition being love yourself, right? And if everyone loves themselves, then we can, then I'll love you. But if you don't love yourself, you know, because people, you know, who don't love themselves break your heart. Not people who don't care what you think. Let's be honest. Cucks have poor character. Say what you want, but letting a fella bone your wife actually means you don't love her. Not you love her a lot. You know, not that you love her enough to see her have a little fun. You know, if seeing your wife get blood eagle props your tent, we probably won't be hunting buddies. You know, probably not. I'm not going into the fucking bush with you. Who knows what you fucking plan to happen while I'm absent from my fucking residence? You have all kinds of odd ideas. I'm not going anywhere with you. Oh yeah, that's what you like. Oh yeah, that's what you like seeing happen to your wife. Guess what? I'm not going anywhere with you. Oh yeah, you let that happen to your fucking wife last Tuesday? Sorry, I'm not going anywhere with you. You know, and we're no longer friends. You know, because I think that is fucking sexist. I think it is sexist, you know. Anyways, I'm just a mutant. Okay? I'm a nice guy. Then, BAM! Right? Well, fuck, the camera shook when I did that. I mutate into a mean, senile old man, you know? My power is being crotchety. Order up! Look, as a Canadian, I'm not a fan of guns, okay? In fact, I say, what? You like killing or something? You know, whenever I meet someone brandishing a weapon, right? I'm not saying some people should have guns and some shouldn't, right? I don't think cops or soldiers should have guns, you know? Because guns are inhumane. Instead, they should have, I don't know, big, heavy, razor-sharp blades of iron. You know, that they hack each other to death with. Now that's humane. So the Nintendo Switch 2 is bigger and called the Nintendo Switch 2. End of review. And I think that also ties in nicely with the former bit. I don't know what people think of this because though I claim to read minds, that is a bit, and I cannot actually read minds. But if you find my content offensive, take a look in the mirror. It's not me. It's you. Because I run all my material through AI. And AI tells me that nothing I write is any more offensive than top 10 comedians or top 10 comedy movies. You know? So, if you're offended, hey, take it up with the AI. Don't hate the player, hate the game. Right? When I die, you know, when I'm about to die, my plan is to slip away. just go out into some empty field, kick back, and die. Right? Out of sight, out of mind. You know? But just before I die, I'm going to take a generous amount of opioids. I've always wanted to, and I figured that would be a good time. That'd be a good first time to try opioids, you know? Moments before my demise. I feel like that would be a good way to go to wherever I'm going, feeling like I'm going to heaven. You know, feeling like I'm in heaven. Right? It's quite morbid, but, you know, it's a true reality. True reality is death is a real fucking thing. In fact, here's the true reality. I don't know when I invented this, but I've thought these thoughts before. In fact, the only thing you can be sure of in this whole life, you know, the only thing you can be sure is real is death. Because death happens. I've seen it. I've never seen life happen because we don't know where that comes from. But we do know something's leaving. I mean, that got even more fucking morbid. So here I am, sitting in a room, talking to a girl a lot about fucking death. Speaking of a girl in a room, here are some ideas for a first date if you're not the kind of guy who should pass their seed. You know what I mean? If you're not the kind of guy who should make new generations of people, here's what you should do. Tell her to meet you in an industrial park. Okay? Be late. You know, text her over and over and over, saying, "Almost there. Be a few more minutes." You know, and then when you arrive, ask her for a list of all of her passwords. Right? And when she looks disturbed, nod your head sideways to the barren industrial plant. Nod your head sideways to the barren industrial park. The life of a squirrel. Try taking a big bite out of something, okay? And break it in half in your mouth. You know, put half in your cheek. Now chew the loose half. Close your eyes. You're a squirrel. Now open your eyes. You're in a tree, high above the ground. Oh, god darn, is that an eagle? Run and hide. And now, chew the other half. As a Canadian, I just lived through what one might describe as a culture war. You know, the end results of this culture war being people are divided into two sides. Right? Everyone's in two sides. Or everyone's on one of two sides. One side, people are complacent to authority. You know, they've relinquished their sovereignty. They denounce free speech, right? And the other side is people who believe in shrinking the government, thinking for yourself, and using natural remedies. Right? A lot of people on the side that follows exactly what the TV tells them, they used to believe some of the ideas on the free thinking side. Right? But since this culture war, they say, you know, starting your own garden is fascist. and homeschooling your kids is moronic. or you know, believing in yourself is racist. You know, but they don't really believe that. And that's what makes it a war. You know, one side does what they believe, and one side does what they're told. You know, that's it. Isn't that crazy? Those are the sides. And if you think, you know, there are no sides, I can almost guarantee you're on the side of doing what you're told. I mean, that appears obvious to me. Maybe I'm doing what I'm told, and maybe you're doing exactly what you choose. You know, because I didn't choose to be on this side. I've always done whatever I felt like and not giving a darn what people try to make me do. I say, you're going to try and make me do something? I'll grab your finger. Huh? You're going to try and push me? I'll grab your finger. That's what I always used to say, right? So suddenly I appeared I woke up, I'm on a fucking side. They're like, yeah, you're the kind of guy that grabs a guy's finger and twists it whenever he tries to push you around. Yeah? I was thinking, you know, it's such a shame. Tyler, the Creator, you know, doesn't lean more to his based comedy side. Yeah. Instead, they have him dancing like a TikToker and doing art. God, whatever the devil art is, you know. I'd love to see him on the Roseanne Show. Yeah, or doing an interview with Dave Chappelle or something like that. Maybe on Drink Champs with Dave Chappelle. That'd be cool, right? Instead, he's shouting out Chappelle Rowan. You know, he's given the world what, and this is the thing. This is the reason I'm saying this is because he's given the world one of the greatest, most based tweets of all time. You know, and it reads, ha ha ha, how the fuck is this cyberbullying real? Ha ha ha, N-word, just walk away from the screen, like N-word, close your eyes, ha ha ha. Perfect, you know? Couldn't have written it better myself. You know? Couldn't have written a better tweet myself. I mean, I would have really said the N-word, but... You know, the world needs more. You know, the world needs more of it. You know, it needs it more than Tyler dancing around like Michael Lee. You know? Because we all know who that is. All people watching that know who that is. Jim Carrey too, right? Like he would be amazing right now, you know? But instead they have him saying shit like, "I don't exist." Yeah, you do, Jim. You're in my heart. You know, you exist there, and from one Canadian to another. Hey, Jim Carrey, come on back. Not to Canada, to fucking reality. Look, they rattled his chain. I get it. Yeah. But we need you, Jimmy. Yeah. Hulk Hogan only has so many shirts. In 5, 4, 3, 2. Thanks for tuning in. Thought you were gonna props me.
Somebody's sensational.
Sing your heart out.
Get mad! Feel bad!
Be happy.
You have the right to remain silent.
Shut up!
Anything you say will be used against you. Against you. Against you. Against you.
That's the true reality.
There we go. Say La fucking V. Hey, say la fucking V. Now we're done that. We can do another fucking thing next week. These fuckers will never know what I really fucking sound like. You never know. You'll never hear my real fucking voice. When you try to hear it, your ears will bleed because it's the voice of fucking God. I'm fucking shaking after saying that because God's like, I'll literally choke you to death. If you can impersonate whoever you want. You can impersonate a prisoner. You can impersonate a fucking gas station attendant. You can impersonate a liberal. But if you impersonate me, I will fucking choke you out. I will twist your fucking finger, you fucking goof idiot. You fucking weirdo with a little fucking hat trying to look like you're from the 1920s when you're from 1989. And I will twist your finger and I'll put your hand into a burning fucking bush. You know what I mean? God's like, I'll put your face into the burning bush. I won't speak to you through it. If you impersonate me, I'll put your face into the fire.
I almost want to like shake your hand when we start. You're like shaking.
Yeah, God is choking me for fucking impersonating him. Do not ever impersonate God or he will fucking choke you. Shake my hand or you might become cursed. Now you are shaking. Like, is this curl weird looking? This whole time I've been like, oh god darn, who is that?
Looks like your eyebrow just joined.
Who's coming to say hello? Hit me.
Alright, welcome to 20 Questions with Buddy Smiles. Thanks for doing this today.
Wonderful.
Alright. Start off with something easy, general. Would you live in forever winter or forever summer?
Well, if I lived in forever summer... Well, if I lived in forever winter, I would always have to wear pants. But if I lived in forever summer, I could get up to a lot more fucking. Forever summer.
Would you build a fortified cabin or a fortified fort?
Would I build a fortified cabin or a fortified fort? Let me think about this for a second. I would burn down the whole fucking forest.
Best tip to split wood?
Develop strong, muscly fucking arms.
Would you rather survive the zombie apocalypse or Waterworld?
Well, I can't swim. But I also don't like getting my fucking face bit into pieces. Let me think. Can I have a raft?
If you can build one.
Well, I can't fuck a fish. I wonder if I could fuck a zombie. Next question.
Best book you read in prison?
The best book I read in prison was called How to Never Go Back to Prison for Fucking Idiots.
What's the biggest bet you ever lost?
I never lost a bet because I always have an ace up my sleeve.
The biggest bet you ever won?
I feel like every time you win is equally as important to becoming a fucking gambling addict.
So, how did you break out of prison twice?
You need to have a dream, right? It all starts with a dream. Without a dream, well, you have no reason to want anything. So, and your dream can't be like, I want a really clean prison cell. You know what I mean? Your dream has to be something like, I want to be the greatest comedian Canada has ever seen. You know, so because that was my dream, I thought, oh god darn, I do not have Wi-Fi in prison, so I must escape. That is how I escaped both times, was by my development of my dream, My dream was my inspiration, and it grew my insatiable thirst for freedom. You know, where if not for the dream, I would have just had a merry old time. You know, getting my whistle wet behind closed bars. You know.
Is it true you can train any animal?
You can train any animal that can feel pain. I cannot feel pain. I am AI. But I can't have my feelings hurt. Do not ask me if I'm real. I will cry digital tears.
More seriously, what would you tell your younger self?
Watch out! I'm right behind you.
What's a self-defense tip for women?
Fuck a giant muscle guy.
What about men?
Be a giant fucking muscle guy.
What's the best tool to have around the house?
A giant fucking muscle guy. Or a girl who likes fucking giant fucking muscle guys.
Do you watch any TV shows, movies?
Yeah, one of my favorite shows of all time is Taxi. I think that's what it's called. It was like, I think, Danny DeVito's first show. And who's that guy who does all the like anti-comedy? Andy Kaufman. And he's on it and he's like, and he's playing a foreign guy who just talks fucking gibberish. That is the golden era of television. But I find after maybe the first season it gets very what is it called? Formulaic, you know?
What's the worst thing about communism?
The worst thing about communism is that it's simply never worked before. You know? The best thing about communism is all of the ideas.
Could you walk 10,000 miles?
Again?
If you could travel instantly anywhere, where would it be?
Here I am. And that's the true reality. And the Buddy Smiles Show. And Smiling Time Station. And the favorite podcast. And Buddy Smiles is crazy.
Alright, there is one last question. What would your last words be before you disappeared?
Gotcha. I'd throw these papers in the air, but I don't want them to be fucking disorganized, you know?